Okay, Shalom, Shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit, and we're to stay occupied in prophecy. And this is prophecy as far as this article. I know the brother, the beloved brother Allah, he goes into this quite a bit. I think this is actually one of the articles that he went into before, or maybe not, but I think he went into this. I know I remember a video, I know for certain that he was talking about places like this that are popping up. And so this is North Carolina. It says a TikToker shows around a self-serve Dollar General in the Appalachia, and the internet is impressed. So you have an unmanned store, basically. You have no one in the store, and we understand this to be prophecy coming as far as Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. This is prophecy, and this is one of the prophecies that's coming before the end, or before the coming of the Lord, rather. So let's go into it real quick, and we'll get some of the article. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And it reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So this hasn't been implemented yet, but we see a lot of precursors to it. A lot of tap and pay, a lot of phones with, a lot of people are pretty much using their phone to tap and pay. I generally just break my little card out of my wallet and tap and pay it, or sometimes I'll just go to old school and swipe, because it's, a lot of the times it's still going to ask you for your, your little password and all that stuff like that. So as time moves on and the more shit that they ask for, we kind of do it. But when it comes to when it comes down to them putting the actual microchip under your skin, that's when we have to say no. We cut off, we get the fuck away from the system, and we pretty much become pilgrims in the world. And which we're totally dependent upon Yahweh Bashim Yahweh right now, but we'll be totally dependent upon him when there is no more work, because you're not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to jump into your car. You're not going to be able to just go into a supermarket or get a damn postal stamp or quart of oil, whatever you want to get. You're not going to be able to do any of those things. You're not going to be able to go to school. You're not going to be able to get on a bus. You're not going to be able to get on a plane or train or, take your kids to daycare. They're going to have to be beeped in with their microchip. And we've seen all the technology playing out, man. So it's high time to awake out of sleep and to repent to the Father, Yahweh, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, and to walk circumspectly. Because the Lord said to watch and pray. And this is one of the prophecies, one of the main prophecies that we're to focus on, because it's one of the last major ones. Because if you take this, it comes with destruction. It comes with your destruction, man. Complete destruction. So let's go back into the article, because they'll tell you this is for convenience. Now, from reading in the comments, from what I hear, this place, this Banner Elk place, is it's pretty much somewhere around millionaires and things of that nature. So the scripture did just say that the rich or poor, bond or free. So whether you're so-called rich or whether you're so-called poor, this is going to be for everybody except for basically the elite. The elite of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. They're going to be the ones in control of the system. They're not going to be implant. Then again, no, they're into a lot of AI shit. They want to become what you would call transhumanism. They want to be robotic. They want to have these things injected into them and implanted into them, because they feel like they're going to be smarter, stronger, and able to have the ability to do basically like a god. That's what Esau. So he'll put shit into himself voluntarily like that. But when it comes to the system of running things, it's going to be the elite that's going to be pretty much pushing the buttons for you regular citizens to actually get stuff like this, because they want to be totally in control of you, and mainly you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because this thing goes deep, man. It goes deeper into a rabbit hole where this real perpetual captivity is about the children of Israel, going way back to the days of the serpent, man. Cain, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's the biblical reincarnation of those particular characters, man. And he moves under the spiritual being Satan, man. He this is what he does. He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. He's the one, when you think about it, you got China, they're doing their thing. But the main people that's in authority with the, the warlike powers and the equipment to actually bomb your ass into submission is the so-called white man. So he's going to be in control of this particular technology. So think about that. As a race of people, it's them. Now you got the so-called white people that's regular, they go to work every day and they say government, or our government this, our government that, but your government is you. Your government is the so-called white man. He runs your government. He comes up with the laws, the curriculum, and all this other stuff. So he's in control. And Job 9:24 says the earth is in the hand of the wicked. The Lord, he giveth the earth, well, the earth is in the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So he has covered the faces of the main power, Yahweh, which is the true name of the Father. And he has covered the main face of the real judges, you know what I'm saying? The Father and Son, the Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. He has given you images of what appears to be a so-called white man as a God. Now, he's pretty much done with the Bible in that aspect. He's now bringing forth his new AI God. They got AI, little AI preachers and AI sermons and shit that Esau has already been tampering with, So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He has the technology to move these particular pieces around. So again, let's get a little bit of the article. We can end out. I didn't want to keep it long. I just seen it, and I remember the brother going into something similar. This might be the same spot, unless they got different spots. I'm sure they got multiple locations though. It says a completely humanless Dollar General is currently operating in the mountains of North Carolina, and it's drawn a lot of attention for its unique cashierless shopping experience. While major companies like Amazon have largely moved away from their own automated retail concepts, this specific store in Banner Elk continues to function as a fully self-serve location. The store is situated in a gated community, see that? Called Eagle's Nest. So, they're not worried about, these Edomites running off in there and taking shit. They're not going to put one in the hood, though. They ain't going to put one of these bitches in Jake's hood. For real. Because they already know Jake not going to give a fuck. Jake going to find a way to get in there and get what he need out of there without paying. It says TikTok creator Destiny Alice recently filmed a tour of the facility, and her video has already pulled in over 2.2 million views and was covered by Bro Bible. She highlights the convenience of the setup, noting that shoppers simply enter their card information at the door to gain access. Once you are inside, you can pick up whatever you need and walk out with the system automatically sending a receipt to your phone. So there you have it. So they're going to move from, your phone and, your credit card. All that's going to be within you. This is their end goal. They want all that in you. The technology is already out here. We've seen people do it. You can go online and you can pull up all kinds of videos. I'm not going to do that today. But you can go on YouTube and just put in microchip, or Google it. Just put Google microchip under people's hands. Do people make payments with microchips in them? And you're going to see it's already, that's been going on for well over a decade. People have been doing that, man. So the technology is there. It's just all about the breakdown of when they want to just do it to the whole entire world, which that's what their end goal is. They're going to do it. It's going to happen. Why? Because it's prophetic, right? So it says, she explains in her video, you have a self-serve Dollar General 24/7 in the Appalachia. And she pointed out that the exterior looks more like a small, cozy cottage than a standard retail chain. The interior is remarkably clean and well stocked, featuring a solid selection of frozen and refrigerated goods. It is open 24/7, which is a top tier feature for anyone living in that area. She mentions, come with me to go to the self-serve Dollar General and Eagle's Nest in the Appalachia, and it will send you a receipt via phone, and literally one of the most convenient things ever. See? So Esau, that's how he's going to get a lot of people with that word convenience. Convenience. That's how he gets down. He wants to make things. He comes with this mindset of tricking you into making things easier, less time. You can do this with quickness. He comes with that kind of wording, man, to trick you, because he's the devil. He comes with those cunning words, those smooth words. The scripture talks about he comes with those smooth words, but wars in his heart. He's looking for a way to destroy you. It says the technology behind this experience is provided by a startup called AIFI. Instead of making you scan every single item at a kiosk, the store uses computer vision to track your shopping trip in real time. If you look closely at the ceiling in the video, you can see multiple cameras positioned along the aisles. And what do you see? Multiple cameras positioned along the streets. Multiple cameras of ring doorbell cameras. Cameras all on the post when you stop at the stoplights. You got license plate readers. See, Esau, he has already covered the world with the cameras. The cameras are already on everybody. Even the camera on your phone right now. But the cameras are all over the place. Wherever you go, there's a camera. Police officers, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to really run down witnesses like that, because all they got to do is go door to door. Boop, 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 boop. Or, with the ring doorbells, now I'm not sure if they changed it, but ring doorbell cameras, they can get the footage from your home without a warrant. In real time, they can be watching you. I know here in Michigan or Detroit, where I stay, they got what they call green light. They got a green light program. So anywhere you see a green light flashing, that's a real time recording of the police station. Basically, they're recording you real time. So they're generally always at the liquor stores. A couple of restaurants and stuff like that, they get involved. A lot of these, I think they may get a tax incentive off of it, because I know, I think it's $6,000. From what I read before, it was $6,000 for a company to basically get in on it. And it's pretty much to keep their business safe. Because if a person see the green light, it's you would know that it's automatically being recorded. It's not a lot. What are you going to do? You're not, you may be able to cover your face and do all this. I'm not saying that crime doesn't happen in these places still, but people are kind of more conscious about doing some bullshit when they know that they're being filmed in high definition. So anyway, so this is nothing for them to already have this. They already got this technology in place, because again, it says you can see multiple cameras positioned along the aisles. When you think about America, these streets are no more than aisles. These cameras are smart enough to identify exactly which items you take off the shelf and which shopper is holding them. So they have a TikTok video here of it. I would play it here, but there's no need really. You can go into it, but I'm gonna have to go through all the copyright disclaimer thingy. But I guess they're walking into it. I mean, you see what it is. It's you put in your information, and this is how it's gonna be to basically get into any store in America. They already have the self checkout set up. They got the when you go into Walmart, you see those big freezers and stuff like that. They have these, throughout Walmart now, I know they done changed up a lot. Simple things you used to just be able to go and pick up. Now you got to press a button and get the assistant to come and open the cage for you or case for you. And it could take them forever, which, people become impatient, because, people are pacified with being given service instantly. So a lot of people, they'll take the chip and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, just for that convenience again. So don't let Esau fool you with that word convenience, man. Okay, it says viewers online have reacted with a mix of awe and humor. Many people were surprised by how tidy the store looks compared to typical retail locations, One commenter noted, why is it so clean and stocked? Yeah, because you go to these Dollar General stores, Family Dollar, any of them places is junky as hell. It says, while another joke, no boxes in the aisles, so you have to go through an obstacle course to get to your destination. I say it's fake. It is clear that the lack of clutter is a major selling point for those tired of navigating messy aisles. However, this store is not for everyone. See that? As soon you just pointed out that it might feel a bit intimidating to visit alone at night, it is also important to note that the specific location is restricted to a gated community and is not open to the general public. It is refreshing to see the kind of tech finding a real-world application, even if it's currently limited to private residential area. While the area of Amazon Go stores has largely passed, the partnership between Dollar General and AIFI shows that the demand for frictionless, automated shopping is still alive and well. If you ever find yourself in that part of North Carolina, it is certainly a unique spot to check out. Anyway, all that good stuff, right? So let's go back to the scriptures. Read that back over again. Revelation 13:16. And he calls it for all, both small and great. Whether you're in a gated community or if you're just in the hood. You know? Because they pretty much, they've tested the Amazon Go. You remember the Palm, you swipe your palm and all this other little stuff like that. See, they already got all the data that they need. When they do stuff like that, they go back to the drawing board. They adjust, from mistakes or whatever, this, and this. And then they ready to full-fledged go, man. Full-fledged go. Esau already got, what's the brother be going in too. He done a video on it the other day with the AI, the robo dogs, the robots and shit like that. They got, shit like that to monitor and secure these data centers, which are surveillance centers. So it's nothing for them to have that there, man. If the motherfucker have a damn robo dog at a fucking Walmart and run your ass down, man. You just never know what these people are, these robots, because these robots, they're not going to have the emotions of a human. They're just going to be programmed to fuck you up if you get out of hand and get out of pocket and do something that you're not supposed to do. Anyway, so it's nothing for them to use any of this tech, but they can close those doors. Those, and a lot of that, a lot of them doors, that glass is hard to break, is like bulletproof and shit. A lot of that stuff is hard as hell to get into, and you're not getting into these stores unless you got that mark. You're not gonna just be able to first off go in there and because see, when you think about somewhere like Walmart, as soon as you pull into the into the parking lot, they know who you are, especially if you've been there before. They already got your plate number. They know your car, your description. They log all that from that camera, right? It's cameras. Them cameras at Walmart can pick up on your ass, man, from a mile down the street. They know when you're coming. So once you get into the store, they already have your face. The technology is telling the security guard, this person has been here 1,016 times. He generally or she generally, goes and buys these particular things. So when they have a secret shopper on a person's ass, or not a secret shopper, but a secret security officer, it's generally not. It's not following the people that are, normally going there all the time. Okay, yeah. So I had to clip it for a second. People be riding by with music. Sometimes these YouTubes, they will they'll hit you with a damn copyright, man. But copyright disclaimer. I'm just gonna say it anyway. But anyway, what I was saying was, Walmart already knows who's recent or regular shoppers. They know if somebody different walks in. That computer will automatically say this person has never been here before. Because when you're walking down those aisles, remember you'll see that little light flash. If you pay attention, you look up, it'll say recording. So it's recording you. They know who you are. They know your facial. They know how you walk. And during COVID-19, they were actually able to get a more visual of your eyes because you had on a mask. See, they was doing all that for a reason. They was taking advantage of that. When you had on a mask, they was getting a visual of your eyes. They were focused in on your eyes. So pretty much they got biometrics on you and everything as far as that goes. But it's nothing for them to go ahead and close those doors and set up shop and really gate it in, where you won't even be able to make it into the parking lot unless you have the mark. Fuck getting in the parking lot and you got to get in the doors now. No, they may not even. It'd be a private gate to let your ass in. They can even do that, which I'm thinking they more than likely would. Big steel ass gates up. You don't have that the mark within you, your chip, so to speak. You're not getting in the gate, so you're not getting any food. And they're the ones that's pretty much running all the food and the water, and they even have the pharmacies in there. They got pretty much everything that you need right in that store. And I'm just using that one as an example. These big box stores, you got your Sam's Clubs, your Costco's, your BJ's, your Publix. And it depends on whichever ones they want to stay in good, to keep going, your Targets, whatever. All the ones they want to stay going, they're going to keep going. The ones they want to shut down, they're going to shut down. All them little neighborhood stores and all that shit, they're going to kill all that, man. But verse 17, it says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to buy nothing, man. This is what it's all coming to. It's all boiling down to this. So now chapter 14, verse 9, and it reads, it's actually entitled, "Doom for Worshippers of the Beast. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So again, if you take this mark, you're going to be doomed. See, they make it seem like, oh yeah, that's so cool. It's so convenient. I don't have to deal with nobody. I don't have to deal with these rude ass cashiers. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, deal with nobody with no attitude. I can just go and just do my things, and I'm walking out of the store. Everything, the payment is already handled. It's so convenient. It's so easy. It's so quick. This is how Esau going to run that shit down, man. Now, chapter 16, Revelation 16:2, it says, "And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image." So it's going to be, tumorous, cancerous sores and shit like that, man. You're going to pretty much overall be able to know who took it, because they're going to look weird as hell. And it's going to be a known thing. Because people going to know. People going to know, like, that's why you'll see some people, it's not as visual, but you'll have people asking you, did you take that COV19 shot? You know what I'm saying? Because they understand that when that happened, with all the information now, people know now that, okay, a person just a person just falling over, just passing away, just out of the blue. Like this guy, Lindsey Graham. Who knows? He could have been, ain't no telling what happened to that guy, but, I'm trying to think if he was a promoter of it. I'm pretty certain he took all them damn shots, though, probably with all the boosters and everything, But then again, who knows? Maybe not, because some of those politicians, they push a lot of shit that they're not into, because they understand that shit is not right. But he could have took some of them bitches. He could have took them boosters, and now all of a sudden it affects his ass and kills him over somewhere, But, at the same time, too, they might have dropped some in his tea. But, you get the point, but it's a lot of people that have, going back to the spirit world, man, that took that shot. So when it comes to this market of beauty and the beast, people are going to know for a fact, yeah, nigga, you went and took that fucking, say like your wife, you got your woman at home, and y'all been going back and forth, you've been talking about it, like, no, we're not going to take that, we're going to have to, we're going to, believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're not taking the kids. We're not taking that as a family. And she just gets tired because, the women, they break down a little quicker than men. And she like, fuck that. No, we got to eat. My baby's got to eat. We need water to drink. We need this. And the only way we can get it is if we go to Esau. And then, they go secretly, and you don't know nothing about it. They come back home. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Then a week later, motherfucking them tumors, them cancerous bubbles, motherfucking done grew an extra head out of his neck. Now like, bitch, what happened? You took the kid, you went in, you the only person in the house that's looking normal. You're gonna know if a relative went and done that. They're not gonna be able to just be like, under the radar. I went and, and got it, and you don't know about it. No, the Lord is gonna show who got it. Now I can, what was that? This was like a few days ago. I seen this one guy. He was walking across the parking lot at Walmart. Now it's what's them places called? The places that plasma. I guess it's blood. They draw blood, or I guess they call it plasma. But it's a newer one. It's a nice big ass building too, but it's sitting in the parking lot. You know how Walmart have multiple businesses sitting in there, and that's one of the businesses. It's a plasma place where they collect plasma. So I seen this one guy. He was a Jake, so-called black guy. He's kind of wobbling, but he had this big ass band around his arm. I didn't think anything of it. And then as I drove out of there, I seen two these are older Jakes too. I seen two more older Jakes at the bus stop sitting next to each other talking. They had the same band on their arm. Where like you could see like it was a cotton ball underneath. You know how they put a cotton ball and then a Band-Aid or whatever the case may be. And when I seen them, I was like, what the fuck? And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, they came from that plasma place. Because that place be loaded. And I'm thinking you can only do it whatever amount of times per month. I don't know how many times a month you can do it, but you can't go every day, of course. But see, Jake, they, because they need money, Jake just trying to get a, quick couple of dollars. He don't want to go cut no grass. He don't want to go, whatever, because you can hustle up on some money. You could do something or shit, put in a damn application for a fucking job. But Jake do shit like that. The women too. That place be packed, man, on certain days. I'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But hey, people like that, all Esau got to do is come through with his cunning words, that convenience, and we're going to give you this amount of money. All you got to do is just come do this. Your only way that you can have your money reloaded every month is you get this chip. And Jake going to go for it. A lot of people going to go for that because they're going to want relief. They're not going to have any faith. See, it's going to be faith that's going to get us through. This wisdom and this knowledge that Isaiah 33:6, which I can end out with that. But we're to have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He's the one that's going to look out for us and feed us, man, when everything goes down. You want to have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. So Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So this wisdom and knowledge are going to be the stability of our times. Because Esau, he going to get you with the food. He know you Americans like to eat. He got you Americans addicted to everything, man. Like all those additives that's in this food, these fucking cheeseburgers you've been eating, that pizza you've been eating, just in general. Even, the things that you think are healthy for you, Esau done tampered with, man. It's got additives in it and shit that, so either way you got to eat, whether you're so-called eating good or you're so-called eating bad. But you got a lot of people out here that are easily 300 pounds for nothing. Like it's nothing for them to be that. I'm talking about kids that big. They're not going out to play. They're sitting around and they're just pushing muffins in their face, Twinkies in their face, Cheetos in their face, and washing that shit down with a Mountain Dew. And they doing it all day long. So when food becomes scarce, these people gonna lose their goddamn minds. So it's nothing for Esau to draw you in with that chip like you want to eat. And then once you get the chip, it's not even guaranteed that he's actually gonna give you the fucking food. He got you at that point. You make your ass starve out, and now the next thing you know, you cooking your goddamn kids, you cooking your baby, you cutting off a limb on your damn body to throw in a pot. Famine, man. You know what I'm saying? Real famine coming back. Real cannibalism is coming back, man. So Again, I just seen this article. I think the Ak did go into this before. I'm not sure if that was the same one, but either way, we got to touch on these articles because they do renew articles. Some people may pick up on it later and they may do their own thing with it. Some people, or it could be a newer article. I know this one right here, it says it was 2 days ago, but just scrolling through the Newsbreak app, I seen it, and we can be edified by be warned, man. We were to warn the flock, man, but because this is constant. These videos, we should be on this all the time. This is a very major prophecy that has to play out. That's gonna be the destruction of a lot of our people if they actually go along with what Esau is pushing, man. It's gonna destroy them. It's not gonna be no coming back from that. It ain't gonna be no. I plucked the chip out of my hand. I dug it out. It was painful. I cut into it with a knife. And I was able to pluck it on out of there. But nah, it's a done deal if you do it, man. It ain't gonna be no going back from that, man. So we have to warn the flock or warn the people, man. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Shala on the Bubble Ball.